Hello, I'm on vacation. I decided to take a little vacation between now and the next review, so I took the teleportation device to Colombia to see an old friend. And here I am in the hotel room. So while I'm here, I might as well give my thoughts on the trailer to Jurassic World Dominion. But before I give my thoughts on the actual trailer, allow me to give my thoughts on the first 5 movies. So, buckle up as I take a look at all 5 of these movies. What can I say about Jurassic Park which has not already been said? It's amazing. It's great. The combination of both CGI and practical effects is amazing. And to top it all off, you have a good story with a good message and good characters like Ian Malcolm with Ellie Sattler and Ian Grant. If you haven't seen Jurassic Park, I encourage you to see it. It's one of the greatest films of all time. As for Lost World Jurassic Park, well, it's not as good as the first film. I still like it anyways, and I do think it's rather underrated. You have the great hunting scene, as well as many scenes with 2 T-Rexes this time around, as well as some of the best scenes with the Velociraptors. You also have a T-Rex going all King Kong on San Francisco. It has a far more darker tone than the first movie, while still having the same things that made the first film so good, like the characters and the suspense. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it, people. This movie does have its fair amount of problems. Like, there's a bunch of plot holes and a bunch of boring scenes where characters are talking in between all the fun stuff with the dinosaurs. There's also a really stupid scene in where Ian Malcolm's stepdaughter defeats a velociraptor by using gymnastics. But to be fair, it's not as stupid as most stuff in this series. And speaking of which, let's talk about Jurassic Park 3. And boy, is it bad. It sucks. It is the worst of the Jurassic Park movies. And a character who really made this movie such a chore to sit through was Amanda Kirby. Good Lord, could I not stand her. Every time she was on screen, she often screamed.
Why don't you just shut off?
I'm serious. Every time she screamed or shouted, I just wanted someone to put me out of my misery. This movie has a lot of stupid, including a scene in where Alan Grant, when he's on the plane, he dreams that a velociraptor is sitting right next to him, and the velociraptor says, "Alan." Yeah, to quote Linkara on this one,
Oh my god, so much stupid!
it also makes no sense, as they're not using any of the models from the first Jurassic Park movie. There's also a really stupid scene in between a suspenseful scene. There's a scene in where the Spinosaurus is attacking our heroes, and they try to call Ellie Grant, but only Ellie Grant's son picks up, and he's distracted by Barney. Do I even need to explain why this scene feels out of place in a scene they're trying to make suspenseful? Two of the only good things to come out of this movie is the introduction of the Spinosaurus, who's a cool addition. But why the hell would you make him kill the T-Rex? He's so awesome. The design of the Velociraptors looks pretty cool. But other than that, this movie is just bad. It's stupid, it's predictable, and it's just annoying. Goodness, Jurassic World got the franchise back on track with far better characters and a far more interesting story, with the park being open for business, as well as the introduction of the first hybrid dinosaur, the Indominus Rex. I also like Chris Pratt's character Owen and his relationship with the Velociraptors, especially his relationship with Blue. His relationship with Blue in this movie, as well as Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, is pretty damn great. I also like the scene in where he's driving a motorcycle and the Velociraptors are following him. And who the hell can forget that awesome, badass scene and where the Spinosaurus and the T-Rex duke it out? Overall, Jurassic World is fun. It's no masterpiece by any means, but it definitely makes up for Jurassic Park 3. And now let's talk about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, before I talk about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I just want to say I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I just have mixed feelings on it. There's stuff I like and stuff I don't like. But first, let's talk about the good before I talk about the bad. First thing I like about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is the character Zia. When she first appeared on the screen, I was like, yep, I'm gonna like this character. And yeah, she's pretty damn cool. She's a strong, independent woman. And she's really badass. She holds all the army guys at gunpoint. If that ain't badass, I don't know what is. I also like the fact that they use more practical effects, animatronics, and puppets for this movie. I also like the fact that this movie took a more horror movie-like tone, and no dinosaur embodies that more than the Indoraptor. My God, is this thing malicious and evil. He's like a dinosaur version of Nosferatu, with the way his claws look like Nosferatu's fingernails. And then there's this shot. This shot looks like it came straight out of a Universal horror movie. I also like the soundtrack to the film, written by Michael Giacchino, who also wrote the music for the first Jurassic World movie, as well as the Mission Impossible movies, Zootopia, Star Wars Road One, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War for the Planet of the Apes, The Batman, as well as my favorite Pixar movie, Ratatouille. Just listen to the music for this movie. That's pretty much where my positives with the movie end. The first problem with this movie is that there are a ton of plot holes, but I will not be going into them because that would really take me forever. And I'm pretty sure any Jurassic Park fan could pretty much fill in these plot holes. The second problem with this movie is that the villains are very cartoonishly evil. I mean, seriously, the villains in this movie feel like a bunch of Captain Planet villains. They are that cartoonishly evil. And then there's the character Franklin, whose one characteristic is that he is a spineless coward. And boy, does he scream a lot. Well, he is nowhere near as annoying as Amanda Kirby was, but he comes pretty damn close to being there. Another problem with this movie is that it feels a lot longer than it should. The movie is only 2 hours long, yet it feels like it's 3 hours long. It is such a slug to get through. Full disclosure, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is a mixed bag. There's good things in it, bad things in it. I'm not going to say that it killed the franchise, but I'm not going to rush to see it again anytime soon. And so, yeah, the film's pretty much a mix. Yeah, you're probably wondering what my thoughts are on the ending. Well, let's just say I don't hate it. There is a part of me that think I should hate it, but for some reason I can't. But I understand why people would hate it, because this ending has become rather infamous. I'll talk quickly about it, but before I talk about it, spoilers ahead. There's a little girl named Maisie who turns out to be a clone. There's a scene in where she lets the dinosaurs free. On the one hand, I understand why people would hate this movie, because why on earth would you let dinosaurs, aka dangerous creatures, out on the mainland? But at the same time, I do have two defenses for her. One, the line in where she says, "They're like me," there is some truth in that line. For example, she is a clone, and so are the dinosaurs. So of course you would feel some kind of sympathy for them and let them go. And my second argument is that she is a freaking kid. Children make all kinds of stupid decisions without giving any kind of a second thought about them. And with all of that out of the way, let us talk about my thoughts on the trailer for Jurassic World Dominion. The first thing we see in the trailer is a herd of Parasaurolophus. We see them running, and then we see some cowboys, as well as Owen riding horseback, which is quite the sight to behold. We also get the classic Jurassic Park scene of the whimsical Brontosaurus. And then we see Maisie from the last movie. We also see Blue, and she has an adorable baby. Aww. We also get another spectacular shot of the T-Rex standing in front of a movie theater, a drive-in movie theater. We also get a lot of the old characters returning to the movie, like Ellie Sattler. It's great to see Ellie Sattler again. We also get to see the great Alan Grant come back. Also get another character from the last movie, as well as an old character, Ian Malcolm, played by the man himself. Hopefully he'll have more screen time than he did in the last movie. We also get to see Dr. Wu, which, considering he was a villain in the first two Jurassic World movies, I would kind of like to see him be redeemed and have some kind of redemption in this movie. We also get a shot of Claire trying to hide from a dinosaur in the swamp, and we see a shot of her hiding in the swamp while the dinosaur is roaring. We also get a new character named Layla, who I'm guessing is supposed to be a pilot, considering at one point in the trailer we see her flying a plane. We also get a chase scene between Owen and the raptors in what looks like Italy or Greece. We also get a shot of the Dilophosaurus, which looks like the Dilophosaurus from the first movie. Well, yeah, that's my thoughts on both the Jurassic Park franchise as well as the trailer to Jurassic World Dominion. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say. All I can say now is that I am really excited for this movie. As for right now, I'm going to spend the rest of the week enjoying my vacation. So long.